But next story, Patrick's been really excited about this next
massively
story. He's done lots of research.
It's very rare that you get to meet one of your heroes.
Yeah, exactly. The online content subscription platform OnlyFans has announced it will be attempting to ban sexually explicit content from October. In a statement, OnlyFans said they'll prohibit the posting of any content containing sexually explicit conduct, and creators will continue to be allowed to post content containing nudity as long as it's consistent with their policy. Well, the move has led many content creators who focus on adult content to fear for their income, because many of the content creators do make a lot of money from this app. Well, joining us now is adult content creator Brooklyn Blue. Brooklyn, thank you for joining us this morning. What do you think about this move? I had to double take when I first saw this, because I thought, isn't this sort of the point of OnlyFans?
Yeah, so I mean, I think OnlyFans originally, it was set up as a platform, and I don't think they knew it was going to go this way. And then obviously it was kind of my industry that pretty much said it to the extent that it is now, and obviously to the big name that it is now. It was technically my industry that kind of made it that name. So yeah, I think that's kind of, you know, why people associate it with our industry.
Can you tell us, because there will be many men who don't know what it is, or who pretend to their wives they don't know what it is.
Absolutely no idea.
But can you tell us, how does it work? What do you do on the app?
Explain
You
to
have
someone
a million
like me.
followers. Yeah, he doesn't know.
No.
So, I mean, it's literally pretty much like any social media platform. You can write on it, but you can also post your pictures and your videos. The only difference is it's a paid membership, so you can only access that person's content and that person's whatever they're writing or whatever they're posting via paying per month. So you set your price for whatever you want per month, and people subscribe to that, and then they can access everything that you're putting on, basically.
And how much are we talking here? How much do you earn? How much can you rake in a month from this app?
I mean, it varies. It's like any job in the world. You've got to keep it updated. I mean, people think it's an easy ride. People sit there and think, oh, you know, you just sign up to OnlyFans and you'll make thousands of pounds. It's not like that. It's, you put the work in, and I mean, it's a 7-day-a-week job. I mean, I'm online every single day, replying to people, doing my content, posting everything for it. It is a full-time job, and it's not easy to make the really big money on it. However, if you work hard and you do your content and you speak to people on it and you know what you're doing and you run it like a business and like a full-time job, you can do very, very well from it, which is obviously what a lot of people are now doing. I mean, it's become people's full-time income, and they're earning absolutely thousands off it. And yeah, I mean, I do well with it. It's a massive chunk of my income.
Yeah. Where do you stand on the idea that some people say this is really empowering for women? I know it's not just women on there, by the way, but it's really empowering for women, and this is great, and it's kind of breaking down stigmas and taboos. And other people might say, actually, it's reinforcing the objectification of women. Where are you on that?
So, I mean, I've always been about empowering women and being in control of whatever I want to do. That is me, and that's how I've always been. And OnlyFans, I mean, it totally empowers anybody that's on it. I mean, you know, the women that are on it, they're in charge of everything. They're in charge of their own content for once. I mean, back when we're shooting films and stuff, you get paid for that shoot, but you don't get an ongoing income. But the company you've shot for will create an ongoing income from that. OnlyFans has given women the opportunity to, like, you know, own their own content, so you can continue to get paid for it without, you know, the big bosses continuing to get the money. So on the thought of empowering women, yeah, it's put us in a position where we own everything, and we're taking all the money now. And we're very in charge of what we're doing.
So on that note, I mean, on a serious note, so do you think this will massively affect your income and the income of many women on there if this is such a huge chunk of it? And are you worried about that?
I'm not worried at all. I spoke to OnlyFans this morning, and I think I think what's happened is everything's kind of been blown out of proportion. I mean, as far as I know, from what I've been told this morning, I mean, OnlyFans haven't released an official statement yet, so we're still waiting on that. But what I've gathered from them this morning is that they're not actually fully blocking it, but it's going to be more of a verification type process. I think what's happened is the story's got a little bit misconstrued into something that it might not be. And I mean, whether that's right or wrong, we're still waiting on this official statement to come out. But as far as I know right now, nothing's changing other than the fact of you're going to have to be a fully verified member to be able to post the things that we're posting, kind of thing, rather than everyone sort of being able to jump on it and just start posting.
Okay. Well, thank you for that, Brooklyn Blue there, who's an adult content creator on this app, OnlyFans.
There we go. Fantastic. Well, look, we're just going to go to... Well, actually, let's do it this for a second, because part of me also does wonder as well a bit about the fact that there were ways around it, so there were ways around some of the rules on OnlyFans, actually, and that there were problems sometimes with people underage content, for example, or being used by other people. I think that's a fascinating discussion, though, about whether or not this is to do with the empowerment of women in a modern world, or whether or not it is reinforcing some kind of the patriarchy, basically, you know, especially when it comes to things like, which I appreciate this isn't, by the way, but...
Insofar as the patriarchy exists.
Well, whoa, all the big ones here, but we're not going to get stuck into that. No, but you know, there's even things now like more like bespoke escorting websites, for example. And I've had friends who've been on those, and who've been the woman in that situation, and they've said to me completely that they see it as completely empowering, that they see it as it's on their own terms, they're making a decent amount of money off it, and sometimes just doing something that they enjoy, frankly, and actually there shouldn't be any stigma about it. But then I suppose there is the other side of it, isn't there, which is that, you know, really, I suppose, is it empowering, or is it just, you know...
I think it can fundamentally be, like, exploitative, I suppose, especially when... I remember sort of seeing stories at the beginning of the pandemic when people had lost their jobs, young women, and then they really sort of felt like the only thing they had to turn to. They didn't really want to do it, but they saw the sorts of, you know, the kind of income you could get basically selling pictures, which is essentially what it is, selling pictures and videos of yourself online, and then they decided to take that route. So I am always sceptical in terms of what proportion of women are doing it because they genuinely want to do it, or and which proportion are doing it because they feel like they're forced to because they don't have many other options.
Yes, all right. Well, let's just crack on with some more of your views now. GB Views at gbnews.uk.